Hey, I'm Amy Wellborn, and I am co-owner of Dirt and Devotion. My husband Brent and I own it together, along with our 8 children. It's a gardening and homesteading inspired line of apparel. Oh man, Dirt and Devotion. The backstory is, our oldest is 21. My husband and I, when we became parents, we just wanted what was best for our kids. We wanted to nurture them, spiritually, physically, mentally. And so we chose to eat as clean as possible. We'd been living this lifestyle, for years. And 7 years ago, our daughter, Johanna, who is our third, got sick and was diagnosed with E. coli. That shut her kidneys down completely. She had to go through dialysis and spent 3 weeks in the ICU at Dayton Children's Hospital. And that kind of put everything in a halt. It just mentally wrecked me. It turned me upside down. We thought we were living this lifestyle to protect our kids, and all of a sudden she gets sick with a foodborne communicable disease. And I went kind of bizarre crazy, and that was the first time our kids had eaten McDonald's, because who gets E. coli from McDonald's? And just through this journey and back to healing, I went through a Master Gardener class through our county extension, and just felt like the Lord was using little pieces of getting back into the roots of why we were doing what we were doing. And I started a blog called Dirt and Devotion, and my intent was to just blog about little updates on how really being devoted into creation is what we should be doing. And so that kind of just sat there for several years. And then last year, Brett and I decided it was time to launch a niche business for apparel. And we knew exactly where that wanted to go, and the name just was fitting. Dirt and Devotion launched at the Homestead Festival down in Columbia, Tennessee. When we had looked into that, we found out about the festival. We wanted to go. The ticket price for our family was more than what we could afford, but the vendor fee was less. And so we looked at each other and we were like, now's the time to launch this. It's now or never. And so we found out about the Homestead Festival in April of 2023 or 2022. And we launched our business. We started printing and coming up with designs the first week of May. And the festival was the first weekend in June. So we really put the pedal to the metal. And so we couldn't have been more thrilled to launch our Dirt and Devotion at the Homestead Festival. When we launched for the Homestead Festival between May 1st and June 1st, we were just, putting out designs, coming up with concepts. Brent was designing, I was critiquing, he was printing, I was sleeping, he was not. We were just really, like I said, just hauling butt to get this ready for the Homestead Festival. Our website, we had the domain. Like I said, the blog was there. The domain name was already there, but we had nothing up other than coming soon. And so the Lord just opened up the door at the Homestead Festival. We met Cheryl from Ozark Homesteading Expo, and then we also met Jill and Nathan from Whispering Willows Farm. And like I said, the Lord just opened the doors. We made some really great connections, and one festival or event led to another and another and another. And we just have met some really great people and had some really great opportunities. One of the most recent ones was it put everything in perspective and place for us at Dirt and Devotion. Through Homesteaders of America's Women's Retreat last November, we met God's Good Table, and we were invited to their event down at Polyface Farm in August of this year. And it was through that event and that experience that the Lord really solidified Dirt and Devotion. While at Polyface at God Good's Table event, we had met a steward and her friend who happened to be from Ohio. And he had asked us about the name Dirt and Devotion and what that meant. And we explained to him, that we wanted to create a line that just represented being devoted to the Lord and creation and just getting our hands dirty and how that looked. And gave him a little bit of setback of our story of Johanna having E. coli. And when we got to know him a little bit better, we realized we had a mutual connection. And the mutual contact was our friends, the Lookers, whose son Elijah had tragically gotten into a accident and was care flighted to Dayton Children's the week before Johanna had come down with E. coli. And through this connection, we were talking, and Tom, Elijah's dad, had sent out a text when he found out that Johanna was in the ICU and asked for prayer. And it just happened to be on the receiving text was one of the Polyface's stewards' friends who we were talking with. And so that was just such a God moment. As we pulled out of the driveway that night at Polyface, I looked at Brent and was just in awe of the Lord's goodness and how he cared for our family so much, and how he ordained every little step down to traveling from Ohio to Virginia to meet someone who had prayed for our daughter, which trickled into Dirt and Devotion. And I just remember driving down that lane and just, praising the Lord for that, and realizing that this was exactly 7 years ago that Johanna got sick. And what a year of Jubilee this really is for our family. Dirt and Devotion has just been a catalyst for our family. Bennett is 21. We have an 18-year-old daughter, a 17-year-old who is Johanna, a 15-year-old son, a 14-year-old daughter, a 12-year-old daughter, a 9-year-old daughter, and a 7-year-old son. And just, as parents, that was our desire. Brent and I both are very entrepreneurial mindset, and I watched my dad be a third-generation arborist, and there was just something that was cultivated within our family. We knew we wanted that for our children too. And so Dirt and Devotion has opened the doors for our family. Bennett is helping us with film. Eve does a phenomenal job. If you've met her at any festival, she's full of life, along with our Lucy and Mosley and Ruth. They love helping at festivals. And Johanna has been printing shirts with Brent, so that's been really cool. Kit and Theo are still liking just traveling with us, but we've been able to travel the country far more in this last year than Brent and I have in our 23 years of marriage, so that's been really cool. And we just are excited for where this is going to lead us. We're thankful for the connections we've made. The folks at Hardison Mill are just precious to us, and we are thankful for their love and support, and we can't wait to continue to be back at the homestead festivals, as well as all the other connections. We just have met so many dear, dear, dear friends, and we just can't wait to see what the Lord has in store for Dirt and Devotion. What's next for Dirt and Devotion? We will continue to go to festivals and events. We love meeting people at those. Our hope is that one day we will be able to open a retail store here in Ohio. We would love to be able to help people just bloom where they're planted. We live in a tiny little village of 2,300 people. We live in the homestead that my grandparents had. They lived there for 40 years. They raised my mom and her siblings. It's in the village limits, and we just have converted our front yard and our side yard into garden beds, and we have backyard chickens now. And we just want to encourage people to bloom where they're planted. Homesteading means a lot of different things, and we just want to help people be able to connect where they are and be able to use the space and resources they have, as well as partnering up with homesteaders and farms and events so that we can partner with to help promote their business as well. We love doing custom shirts for others. We love those relationships that we've made. So you'll definitely see us out and about more nationally and hopefully locally. And we want to broaden our base on our website as well as our social media platforms. So welcome to Dirt and Devotion and our family.